Well, Phil Spencer just dropped a massive hype bomb on Twitter, and Xbox fans are rightfully excited about what they are going to show at E3. He confirms 14 Xbox Game Studio games will be at the show, and we're going to talk about that right now. What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. Hope everyone is having a great day, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing for future content. I greatly appreciate it. Now, we just got done recording the Xbox 2 podcast. We had 650 people live show up when this news was dropped. Breaking. We talked a little bit on the podcast. You guys can hear our reaction, mine and Jez Corden. But enough about that. Let's get into the juicy details. Phil Spencer on his Twitter page just sent every Xbox fan's heart aflutter today when he tweeted out, "Just finishing our final E3 rehearsal here with the team in Redmond. Feel really good about the briefing, lots to show. We have 14 Xbox Game Studio games in the show this year, more first-party games than we've ever had in the show. Fun times, hashtag Xbox E3. Now, my initial reaction to seeing that is, this is what we need. People have been wanting to see what Xbox is making exclusively for the platform, whether on Xbox consoles or on Windows 10 PC, and yes, on Steam, as they confirmed today earlier, that starting with Gears 5, basically all Xbox games will be heading to Steam day one for you PC users. So this applies to the PC crowd as well. Now, I did a prediction video, a preview of E3, if you will, and I certainly didn't have 14 Xbox Game Studio games in my list, so obviously I missed some things. So when you actually get down to the brass tacks, Microsoft has 13 studios right now. 343, Compulsion Games, In Exile, Minecraft, aka Mojang, Ninja Theory, Obsidian, Playground Games, Rare, The Coalition, The Initiative, Turn 10, and Undead Labs, but they also have a 13th. It's like 12 internal. 13th is for the global publishing. So when I see 14, I think, man, what could we possibly see? Is Fable going to be there? And I think of the games that we know are going to be at the show. For instance, Halo Infinite, Gears 5, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now, I know a lot of people are kind of hoping this means we will see games from studios that they bought this past year, and we will, 100%. You can fully expect Ninja Theory's next game, codename Bleeding Edge, to be at the show. Will Compulsion's game be there? I don't know. Would Undead Labs game be there? Not so sure. The Initiative and the amazing studio they're building up there in Santa Monica, we don't know anything about that. All we know is they've recently visited Xbox for, maybe some meetings, maybe they're part of the show. We don't really know. Is Playground's second team heavily rumored to be working on Fable? Is that going to show up? 14 games is a lot. And if you start running down the list of games we know will be there, like Halo and Gears, you start getting a little bit excited. But this is where I caution people to get over the moon about it. Like, I'm incredibly excited about this year's E3. I think there's going to be amazing stuff shown there, from third-party content to first-party content. I've talked about that in videos, whether on the podcast or videos specifically about it. But Microsoft also considers games in the global publishing division as Xbox Game Studio stuff. So in my eyes, something like Gears Tactics, if they show that, would be included in the 14. So then you got to expand it out, right? You got to think critically. That's what I like to do here. Well, I would love to over fanboy and be like, look at all these games. It's going to be amazing. The Initiative's game is going to be so good. I also like to think logically. It's okay if Microsoft considers something like Gears Tactics a part of Xbox Game Studio. Does that fall in line with Gears Pop? Are they going to show that? Is that something they'll demo as part of xCloud? Will they show Master Chief Collection? Because that would definitely be part of that. Forza Horizon is going to have expansion. Would showing Forza again count towards that 14? The Outer Worlds, the Obsidian game that Microsoft, they purchased them later in the year, even though that game is being published by Private Division, And 2K, it is an Xbox game studio because Microsoft owns them. So are they counting the Outer Worlds as part as the 14 Xbox Game Studios games? Same thing with Wasteland 3 or Bard's Tale 4. If they show up here, I'm not too sure if they will. You know, if Minecraft shows up or Minecraft Dungeons shows up, well, that's 2 right there. So when you actually kind of think about it, write down the games that could possibly be there, think, well, if they're trying to make it seem bigger than it is, you know, if you're including the Outer Worlds and something like Wasteland 3, maybe even something like Age of Empires, you know, if they show off Age of Empires 4, or Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition that's coming to Steam and stuff, that would count. If they're going to show off We Happy Few DLC, would that count? And that's what I'm kind of looking at here. I'm incredibly excited for the 14 games, but I know Forza Horizon's included in that. Sea of Thieves, if they show that off with a new expansion for stuff later in the year, that is something that would count towards that number. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this probably leaves maybe 3 brand new games that you haven't seen. Yes, we'll get a really big blowout about Gears 5, as it deserves to have more information known about it. Like, how are you changing the franchise? What's the multiplayer going to be like? How are you changing the campaign? We're going to get to see a little bit of the story in Halo Infinite, but they're games we've already seen. I don't want people to, you know, see the 14 and think it's all brand new, 14 games never before seen before, or haven't come out. You got to reel it back just a tad. Be like, okay, Forza's going to be there, so that counts. So I think this really means we're probably going to see 3 or 4 brand new games that we've never seen before. Ninja Theory's game is a slam dunk. I still think it's possible, and I said in my preview that I think they end the show with Fable 4. That would be a brand new game. There's probably a new project that they have funded through Microsoft Global Publishing. Who knows what that could be? Could it be Killer Instinct 2? That would go there. So you'll probably be looking at 3 or 4 new games that have never been seen before. World exclusives, as they would say on stage, right? But just keep in mind, not all 14 are going to be brand new. You're going to have some stuff that you already know about, and maybe stuff that you don't really care about eating into that number, like Gears Pop, or Gears Tactics, or Halo Master Chief Collection, or Sea of Thieves, or Battletoads. If they show any of that stuff off, it definitely would count. But all in all, I'm incredibly excited about this year's E3, and if you haven't got a chance yet, make sure you watch my preview to see what I think is going to show up at the show. Now let me know what you think in the comments below. What 14 games can Phil possibly be talking about? Would you put the Outer Worlds in your list? Is Outer Worlds in Phil's list? Does that actually count? I'm really interested in seeing what everybody thinks Xbox is going to show. And with that said, that's the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, share this out on social media or wherever you share things. Hit that sub button if you're new. And you know what? If you always want to be notified when I drop new content, make sure you hit that notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.